As a parent, you always want the best for your child, but you also don't want to cater to their every whim and spoil them completely.
So here with some advice to help you raise a less entitled child is parenting expert AMY McCREADY, the author of the Me Epidemic. Amy, good morning.
Good morning.
Why is it, do you think, that we see that kids seem to be more entitled these days?
Well, there are some societal differences, like the fact that we actually don't need our kids to contribute for our family to survive, like we did generations ago on the farm. We have social media and technology and reality TV that all plays a role, but the biggest cause is really the overparenting. When we overindulge, overpraise, we're overinvested in their success, we jump through hoops. All of that makes them believe that it's all about them.
All right, so let's get to some of your tips to combat this. Let's start with what you say is to expect more.
Yes, our kids are so much more capable than we give them credit for. And so we really need to expect them to, toddlers to teens, to contribute every day. Family contributions that they are responsible for, and expect them to take on even more responsibility down the road. They're going to learn important life skills, and they're going to be happier for it. When kids contribute, they're happy about that.
And you say that means doing chores and adding to whatever it is that needs to be done around the house.
Absolutely. Those are all really important. And then one of the other strategies that we really have to think about is giving up on giving in. So often parents say yes when they really should say no, and we do that because we don't want the battle. But we need to stop that and have the courage to say no. We're going to have to put up with some pouting and disappointment in the short term, but in the long term, it's going to teach our kids that they don't get what they want just because they whined loud enough and long enough.
So true.
Amen to that.
Yes.
All right, how about handing over the reins? What do we mean by this one?
Well, every time we rescue our kids or we intervene on their behalf, we really rob them of the opportunity to take responsibility for themselves, figure things out, maybe face a scary situation. And little by little, they stop trying. So we need to hand over the reins and let our kids be responsible. Let them know it's their job to remember their homework. We want to role play with them how they can have a conversation with the teacher about a grade or with the coach about more playing time. We'll be there to support, but it's their responsibility.
I love this next one. You say it's time for parents to shut down the ATM.
Yes.
Amen to that one as well. So what is the best way? I've always wondered about this, setting up an allowance for your kid. I know I pay my son like $1 a day if he makes his bed and does everything that I want him to do.
Well, the thing we want to stay away from is handing over 5s and 10s every time they ask for them. So setting up a weekly allowance is really important, but we want to make sure they also have a list of expenses that they're responsible for. So little kids cover toys and treats when they go to the store. Older kids can budget their allowance to cover school lunches, their clothing, entertainment, but that allowance and expenses formula is key so that they learn how to manage money. So when they have a real paycheck and bigger expenses down the road, they're going to be better prepared.
I like what you do with the point system in your house.
Yeah, you can earn points or lose points, and it's all building up to a goal.
Sure.
The last one you have, uncenter their universe. This is a lot about gratitude, right?
It is, and kids kind of think it's all about them. So we have to shift that focus from me to the world around them. And we can do that by implementing daily gratitude rituals at night or at mealtime, doing random acts of kindness, serving others throughout the year, not just over the holidays, and most importantly, to be the example we want our kids to be.
It's so important. AMY McCREADY, thanks so much.
Thanks,
Great
Amy.
advice for all of us. If you want more advice, just head to today.com. We've got 5 more strategies for raising independent kids.